Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the Gaming Bros and welcome to this video where we're going to delve into our own review of Wolfenstein the Youngblood. Well, a game that's already been told it sucked or was going to suck. Apparently it hasn't done very well. Well, let's get into it. Bethesda thought it would be a good idea to do the buddy system thing for the co-op thing so that people can get to play it for free. Unfortunately, a lot of people who've actually got this game was actually disappointed. And from gameplay footages that I've selected from my live stream that I've done with Wolfenstein, link in the description for the guy who makes my intro and outro, and do a lot of Wolfenstein videos, thanks to him mainly. If you want to see his Wolfenstein stuff, he's doing a new thing called Wolfenstein Challenge. Definitely check him out in the link in the description. Now, Wolfenstein the New Order was supposed to be this new concept where we play BJ's daughters. Okay, this is fun. First time ever, try and do co-op in Wolfenstein. It had a good history before of games that were awesome, and it was just BJ, and it was mainly single player, which worked very well. Okay, we can't really criticize that the game is bad because of the co-op. It's not like it had a co-op game to lead off of. It's just that it was the first time ever that Bethesda decided that they were going to do a co-op version of Wolfenstein. So, yeah, it's going to be bad at first, and bad it was. There was a lot of times that some of the enemies were very difficult to beat, and it was stupid that you have to lower the difficulty settings down to beat some of them, but yet some of the areas that we're running through were just pretty simple, and we got through the majority of it on a hard difficulty level, but we had to keep turning it down for the bosses. The brother bosses were really a pain in the ass to beat, and it shouldn't have to be that way. And I like the way that they were trying to do basically the whole open world campaign stuff where you can do side missions, but it felt like you had to do all the side missions before doing the final boss, which in some open world games you don't really need to do all the side missions to be good enough to do the whole final boss stuff. But what more can I say about a game that really was already promoted as going to be most likely bad? And well, Wolfenstein said it himself. He hated to be right, and unfortunately he was right. It was a told you so situation. I watched some of the trailers. Yeah, I wasn't really 100% into Wolfenstein because the first sort of first-person shooter game I played was Doom, which was after Wolfenstein 3D. But I did give Wolfenstein 3D a go, and I loved it. And then I got brought back into the series with Wolfenstein the New Order. I'm recently trying to play Wolfenstein the Old Blood. It feels good. It feels like it's right. This game does not feel right. Okay, the reasons why is because if you do this without a co-op companion, the AI is terrible and doesn't do nothing, which sounds normal with majority of co-op games, that it's forcing you to have a friend who is going to be able to play it. Now the whole re-healing thing's a pain in the backside, but again, putting that all aside, the only good thing I can say about this game, it was a lot of fun and free if you had someone who bought the game and had the buddy pass. Not much positive else comes from that, but it got me thinking, why did they release this? Maybe they're doing the same things that other companies do, make a good game bad to make the better games look much better. I don't know, this could be true, but I did have a lot of fun playing this game with Wolfenstein, and yeah, it was fun to play, but it was already a feeling that it was a told you so that this game would be bad, and it was. Purely if you didn't want to play co-op, you wanted to play on your own, the AI character was useless. Some of the bosses, like all the brother bosses, were just super hard, and the final boss, it didn't tell you what you had to do. It was just ridiculously stupid that you were just fighting him, and then you noticed it was going down because you have to shoot the jetpack. Well, we weren't told that. We didn't know that. And after that, we were just wasting a load of bullets on him and couldn't figure out how to beat that final boss. It was just pretty stupid, and the only way to find out was, well, watching people's videos online. It sounds stupid, but why would you want to play a game that you have to find out from other people how to defeat the game when you should be able to work it out yourself? It was not the best idea of trying to beat it. Other than that, it was pretty good with the weapon situation. I enjoyed some of the weapons you had to get. I mean, it was a bit silly that we can get all the weapons in one go, but BJ had to follow a different story. So he had to choose either someone to survive, to get such weapon and all that. He had different choices. With these, there was not much in the way of choices, and it just was like we were given everything. So, I guess that's a good thing in a way, because these girls weren't really trained, so they were given all the ammo to get through. But it was still a very hard-fought game, and it wasn't easy to get through. But the only good points, as I stated before, the weapons are nice. The whole thing being free. The only thing that pissed me off quite a lot was the constant death after death and cheap shots that you get. Enemies taking more shots than they should do, and me being much better at playing it, feeling like it was a Call of Duty game, and being better at the game compared to someone who's played Wolfenstein his whole life and was awesome at it, kept on dying more than I did, but the deaths in it were just so cheap, and it was just really annoying. All in all, I like to reference a couple of things in this video for people just to have a lot of fun. I mean, there's no point doing a full negative video, really. So I really couldn't find much fun about this, apart from a few glitches that made me laugh, and a few things that made me reference a few Hogan's Heroes stuff. If you've never watched Hogan's Heroes, then you wouldn't have a clue on any of the stuff that I'm about to put up. Hopefully the video doesn't get screwed over by certain stuff, like copyright issues. As far as I know, it should be alright to use a few little video clips, because a lot of channels have, and how old the TV series is. It's more into the memory of people who died from the Hogan's Heroes TV series, and I want people to know about this series, which is so awesome and funny. It ties in with Wolfenstein, because yes, it's about Germans and stuff, and it was just about a lot of comedy stuff with Germany. So we're going to put some clips in for references or stuff that I just didn't get in this game, and different things to make this more funnier than normal. It's like the boss in it, I hadn't got a clue who he is really, and all that, and all I could think of was Major Hostetter's scenes in Hogan's Heroes. So Major Hostetter, please take it away.
What is this man doing here? What is this man doing here? What is this man doing here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking majority of the time, and it was fun, having that going off in my head. I mean, all I could think of was Hogan's Heroes duration of playing any Wolfenstein game. Colonel Klink was in actually the person that looked like Colonel Klink was actually in Wolfenstein The New Order, but never mind. So, every time I was like, getting caught by guards or something, or someone would see me, or I'm going to have to shoot things, or someone I was like, well, who the hell is this guy? And I'm like, what is this man doing here? Major Hostetter's in my head all the time, which was really funny. That's all I kept thinking. So, just to make the game fun, I had to use references from a great TV series, that was awesome back in the day. So, if a game that, that was supposed to be awesome ended up sucking for some reasons, well, a lot of people found it was bad. And I even checked on Steam. It was mixed reviews, but mainly it is negative reviews on this game. But, story-wise, I think that's what the main negativity was. It was just, but my negativity was the first boss being super very hard and couldn't figure out, and we have to lower the difficulties down, and then we had to do the same with other, bosses, like the Big Brother bosses were a picking nightmare. Trust me. A lot of people were like, to whatchamacallit, they were promising a good game that ended up not being, and it comes to this scene that I was thinking up when, a lot of people were like, oh, Bethesda's that done this to us, you know. I was just really disappointed at how the game came out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was kind of disappointing after playing some of the better ones out there. But, you know, all I kept on thinking was this other lovely, funny scene from Hogan's Heroes. And again, Major Hostetter, the funniest guy in the Gestapo. So, you know, a lot of people were hating a few things. So, I think this is what a lot of people were thinking to Bethesda. Take it away, Major Hostetter.
Someone will pay for this, heads will roll.
Whilst watching some of the review trailers and stuff, I found a lot of people were finding, well, the two girls really annoying. What do you expect? They're teenagers. You know, have you ever heard of someone, a boring teenager? Not really. I mean, they just act like typical teenagers playing around in the loading screens for the next stage, which I found funny. You know what I mean? Any teenager. It could be a girl, it could be a boy. You know, apparently they were annoying. That's one of the things that people were commenting on, and yeah, they were annoying. But come on, teenagers, what do you expect? You know, they would have play around a lot. You know, more of the thing that I hated was the difficulties of the bosses and how much ammo most of the enemies would take, and the respawning of enemies, which was never a thing in the original Wolfenstein games. It really got annoying to that point where we were constantly dying because either enemies would respawn or you'll run out of ammo because of how much ammo these bastards would take, like the super soldiers and all that stuff. It's like, oh my god, how much more? It's like playing Resident Evil and you're shooting against a super zombie that was taking all your bloody handgun bullets. It's really, wasn't necessary, I don't think. But, all in all, my review on this is pretty much, not 100%. I was going into this game thinking, Wolfentrack, a guy who really defends Wolfenstein, thinks this game would suck, and unfortunately it did suck. A lot of people believe that this game sucked, but not in a 100% way. It sucked because of, bad gaming. It sucked because how difficult some of the areas were, which was unnecessary, and the whole doing side missions made no freaking sense half the time to do the final boss or gain skills, because you couldn't do missions and do side missions to build your character up to a point where you have to be such and such level to be, because it didn't really matter. Whatever level you are, the enemies are the same level. The other annoying things is how difficult some of the enemies were. They took so much ammo that you don't really think, and they never told you that you have to use certain weaponry against certain enemies. You just fired everything at them. It just was really annoying, with all that and the lack of ammo and stuff. And the worst thing I can think of in this game, well, basically the difficulty and the no helping you situation. The co-op was something new. It was expected to be bad anyway. The characters were okay. They were just typical teenagers. It was just the progression stage was a bit stupid and slow, and some of the stuff that were in it were a bit off. Graphics great, gameplay okay, story was a bit off, but hopefully they will repair that in the new Wolfenstein 3. But other than that, I had quite a good fun playing this game. Just unfortunately wasn't a great game. Wasn't a bad game, but it just was very one of them sort of games. It's wasn't bad for so much reasons. It was just bad because of such little nagging things, and wasn't received very well. It was one of them games. It was it was bad, but it was playable bad. It was yeah, I can find ways of having fun with this. I mean, if you're having to add things in your mind for using references from TV series to make the game funnier or make it better, then there is something definitely wrong with the game. But all in all, I had good fun playing this. I can't remember Wolfentrack's rating for this that he suggested. I think he said it was a 7 out of 10, which is lowest for his Wolfenstein his rating systems for Wolfenstein games. It was his lowest. I think he said 7 out of 10. My whole outlook on this game when I first played through it, had quite a bit of fun. The fun what's kept me to my decision of what rating to give this game. And well, I will have to say I'm giving this game a 4 out of 10. It wasn't bad, it was just bad but playable. I found it fun, that was all. The graphics were good, the gameplay was okay, there's a few bugs and stuff, and there's a few things that were really bugging me and getting on my wick. But other than that, it was good. I mean, the side games where you play the different version of Wolfenstein 3D, that was fun. So if your side missions or little mini game inside the game is better than the full game, then there is surely problems. The only reason why it's getting a 4 out of 10 and not a 0 out of 10 or 1 out of 10 is because purely it was a fun game to play. It had beautiful graphics. It felt good. It had great fun stuff. You're playing fit teenagers. You played good teenagers in it that were related to BJ. You finally see BJ in it a little later on. Maybe a little too short to see BJ, but meh. Just took forever to get to there. I mean, there was another game that was sort of popular that wasn't popular, that took forever to come out, was Duke Nukem Forever. Yay, let's do a Duke Nukem Forever reference, because this game was like, it took forever to find BJ. But other than that, it was a fun game to play, but it had its huge flaws that made it bad. But not the worst game of all time, but it was a bad game. So, in my feeling, this was like the Resident Evil 5 of Wolfenstein. It was bad, but it was playable and it was fun at times. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review video, and hopefully you have your own sort of review video, and hopefully you definitely enjoyed this. What's your views on this? Leave it in the comment section below if you haven't played it already yet. I do highly recommend playing it if you want to have some fun with it, before you wait till the new Wolfenstein game is coming out, and hopefully you have a friend who's already got this. Play it on the Buddy Pass for free. It is fun. It's just not that great. Don't buy it yourself because single player is a bit off. It has its pluses where you can travel to the catacombs even if enemies are around. It's just co-op. If there's enemies around, you have to clear the area, which is annoying, but at least your AI character is played by someone who can play it. The AI character in it is terrible, doesn't do much. So, but other than that, what are your thoughts? Hit me up in the comment section below, and yeah, enjoy. Thank you for joining, and we'll go to our outro.
Thank you.